Welcome to the Foul Out Podcast. Today we got Ian on the cam, Jalen on the cam, my brother Arkeem, and myself. And we got a few things on the docket today, and we're just going to jump straight in with a hypothetical question. We usually do these at the end, but I'm going to give it to y'all. Would you marry the perfect girl if you found out that she was
Promiscuous.
promiscuous in college before y'all even met? And let's say that the college she went to is in a different town than you and her live in now.
And this is a question me and DJ really came up with. And when he glazed over a little bit. I'm talking about she was on go way more than she said no. All right. I'm talking about oh yeah, and it was supposed to be she had a video too. A video was out about it.
Ian, you probably amongst the most progressive people in the chat today. What you think about it?
My point of view is, I guess if she was honest up front, then I can move
Oh,
accordingly. If she lied or she underplayed it, and I find out later there's video and everybody like, oh, you know her, then that's different. But if she was just like, yeah, I was out here in my past, I'm not that person anymore. I'm like, you know what? I can't judge you based on who you were. I can only judge you based on who you are, and then move forward. So more is about the honesty for me than it's
well,
about the
I mean,
honest.
nobody. So like, if you meet a girl, y'all going out on dates, she ain't gonna be
Sure.
like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I was really a thought back in high school." And college."
Bodies on
She
bodies
ain't
on
gonna
bodies.
say that. I'm talking about y'all just regular, just chilling and stuff like
Sure.
that.
Okay. But Arkeem,
And
you 2-3 dates in, you ain't having that conversation, or like not even
no,
like not like explicit, but just like how were you in the past relationships? What were you like in the before you met me, kind of deal. You don't have those kind of conversations.
no, because I watched Chris Rock, and Chris Rock said, never ask a woman how many people she slept with. You know why? Because the answer is always gonna be too many for you. She'd be like, "Oh yeah, I only slept with two people." You'd be like, "Damn, two, two." I'm not gonna ask you none of that.
Yeah,
I
I
think about
feel
that.
like I feel a little similar. I feel like I ain't gonna ask, but if I were to somehow find out, it'd be under which instances did I find out, first of all, but mainly it's like I shouldn't.
I
That's the
gave you the
inclination
instance.
I have.
Okay,
I shouldn't.
let me paint
You
the
say
picture for
what?
you, Jay. Let me paint the picture
Yeah.
for you, Jay. You're in a big city. Y'all don't know each other. You went to Mississippi State. She went to Georgia State. Okay, y'all meet each other, have a great time. She makes good money. This is the actual question. She makes good money. The girl makes, let's say, $140,000 a year. Good money. She got a good credit score. She got a great career path. She is a great personality. She good, with your mom, family, the whole nine. But then it ain't like
Hmm.
she told you. It's like you meet other people from Georgia State. And then, like at some type of function or something like that. And then they let you know about her past and let you know it's a video out on her. And she was on go way more than she said no. Now answer my question.
Hey, bro. It's a video, and then these people, had the audacity or, even the courage to come to me and say something like that, bro. I'll probably take it as a sign that I need to dig out. You know what I'm saying? She got a whole video. Like, these people done came, they done went out their way to come up to me and tell me about her past. I just think that's a setup, bro. I just be like, man, if I didn't take this as a clue, I'd be a dummy, bro. I can't do
All
it.
What if they
right,
was
Ian.
hating though? What if they was
Ian.
dirty
What if they
macking?
was
All right.
hating?
They dirty
Yeah, what
macking.
if they was dirty
What they
macking?
hating on? I ain't got a video of that girl, being knocked down. Like,
They don't want you to have it because they wanna.
I
Ian,
don't know if I
same
want to know,
question.
bro.
I'm talking
They
about, bruh,
crazy.
body 10.
Yeah.
I'm talking about face 10. I'm talking about she she just match with you. Y'all vibe. Like she on the same stuff you on. Like all that.
Yeah,
I know
Ian, same
she's not
question.
the only
Body
one.
10, face 10, career path. She make good
Nah,
money. I'm talking about
that's cool.
vibe.
That's
She
cool.
interested in everything you into, anime, whatever be your specialty.
Arcane,
But
let me ask
then
you this.
she has a hard pass. No, don't answer my question with a question. She
No,
asks you a
no.
hard pass.
It's a clarifying question. Do these people, are they like strangers to her now too? Like, are they her friends, or are they just aware of her?
Like
They just aware of her. Like
they're aware of it. Y'all be in the same place. You might see them in a party, like
I see.
in a passing or something like that. Like if you're in Dallas, you might see them three
wait,
times a year.
Arcane. Wait, Arcane. So the people that you seeing every now and then, they the ones who did it with her, or they the ones who just know it about her?
Oh, they just know. They just said something.
Mm, I have a follow up conversation with her.
Okay.
Because that if you that invested, I'm like, why are you telling me all this information? I don't know you. I'm getting to know her. Like, why are you investing in her love life to this degree? But also, I'd be like, so I heard this stuff. So is any of this true? And then, well,
What you mean? It's a video.
I'm not. Oh, so you watching the video?
I
What you
don't
said?
know.
I can't confirm or deny. I
It
heard
wasn't a
about a
clip.
Yeah,
video. I
one
ain't
If I
seen
video.
watch the video, it's over with for it.
I'm not
I
watching
wouldn't have
nobody's
to.
video.
I would have to know
If that,
about the video and not watch the
also,
video.
it's crazy if we had a party like
What
this.
you
We got a
mean the
video.
video
I got it
over
queued
with?
up on my phone right now for you to watch. I'm like, yo, you weird.
Boy,
Number
that's
one. I'm
crazy.
like, get out of my
Bruh,
video.
Right, he said he had it queued up.
That man had
A
it ready
girl
to
can
go.
have a video with her man of 7 years. She can have a video from that.
I mean,
I don't see why the
we
video
kind
just
of
kill
we
it
kind
for
of talking
Jalen.
right now.
That's true, but I mean,
It's a
like,
long
Man,
term.
bro,
I'm talking about.
that just
So
ain't
if
something that's supposed to happen, bro. So if that would have happened, bro, I'm taking it as a sign and I'm digging out, bro. I can't
that's
do it.
fair too.
That's tough.
Me personally, so my opinion on it is she couldn't be the perfect girl for me if she was doing that. Like, because see me, I like a classy girl that's like reserved and like very choosy. And she obviously ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, because
even
even
if
if it was with her dude, like she would have chose a dude and allowed a dude to do that who she know if she did that with him, that video wouldn't go nowhere, regardless of if they was together or not.
So you
She
look
I
at
would
don't know
somebody
have
who
about
that.
got
that one.
good
I don't know
judgment of
about that one,
character.
dog. I don't know
Man,
about
for
No,
that
it's
one.
real, bro.
called being
Nah,
a good
you
judgment
know
of
that, bro.
character.
Bruh,
Yeah, you
bruh.
know that, dog.
You know what they say. The person you divorcing is not the same person you marry. Like, when things get rough, people change.
Look, man, I done received some videos and pictures that you wouldn't even believe, but they ain't never leave my phone, bro. That's just who I am, bro.
Exactly.
They ain't never left my phone. No matter what didn't
Exactly.
happen. You know what I'm saying? Folks done threw shakes on my car. Folks done hit my car with stuff. Way back in the past, done all kind of stuff. Made up rumors.
So
But I ain't
Arcane,
never leak y'all. I ain't never leak y'all mixtapes, bro.
so Arcane,
Real talk.
what you're saying is the only reason you would ever do that is because you're jealous and you want to mess up her happiness. That what you're saying?
It's
So you shouldn't
really
trust
He
those
saying he
lame.
guys.
wouldn't do
You
it.
shouldn't trust those guys anyway, because if they wouldn't do that, they ain't good people, and they speaking on somebody who vibe with you, right?
Man, we
Yeah.
all done seen females and males who ignore the signs and then they make, damn near permanent decisions based off of temporary feelings and then end up getting butt hurt. Like, woe is me, what happened? But the signs were there. So
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it's a situation where you run into that type of person that would do that and there were no signs during the entire time that y'all was messing with each other that would he would have that or he or she would have that possibility of doing it.
You about right. Yeah, you about right. I mean, like some people, they be saying, you ever seen some girls dated a certain kind of dude, and then something happened, they be like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he did that." I'm like, you can't.
That's what I be saying, man. I be like,
Him?
especially when it be times where like they done did it before, and it's just like, or they did it with the previous girl that they were known for doing that, but all of a sudden you just felt like it wouldn't happen to you. It was like, okay, yeah. So
Oh
I feel
yeah.
like it would be a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? So, but all in all, I feel like I shouldn't, and I feel like it's possibilities of that stuff being out there, but if I find out about it, I
How
feel
would you
like
go
it
about
was
the relationship after that though?
exactly.
I'm
I
I'm no,
couldn't.
I'm
Is that
talking to you
crazy?
like so after you said, all right, I'm gonna holler at you, you still wouldn't be cool with her or none of that.
I feel like we'll probably be able to be cool. We'll have to separate, bro. I had to hit her with that. If it meant to be, it'll be. What comes and if back in the circle like Marcus Houston, he'll come back. But
Somebody gonna look
we're gonna
past
have
that
to
and
let this
snatch.
marinate.
I'm gonna say this though. Somebody is gonna look past her past and snatch her up if she's as perfect as we describe her. So I mean, you not really doing her a bad. You're not doing her bad really, because somebody
Exactly.
else gonna take her. Somebody else is gonna pick
Yeah.
up and be gone. Because some dudes, I'll be like, some dudes leave girls in the worst situation. They'll leave them with a baby. They'll leave them a lot heavier than they was when they got them. They'll leave them with all kind of emotional scars. I'm talking about they straight on some of these girls, and then leave them,
Hmm.
and then like they chances of finding somebody else is completely slim to none after how you left.
Hmm.
But her right there, you leaving her in good shape. Like a
Yeah,
car,
she
lightly
good.
used, lightly used. Well,
All right,
not
good
fully lightly
Carfax.
used. Them tires gonna be a little worn out, but you get new tires. Yeah,
Replace the tie. We can
they
get a
were
new
worn
car.
out when
That ain't
I
no
got them. My
problem.
nigga, I just didn't know. I ain't never looked down there. uh,
Yeah.
but let me give my answer. My answer is hell no. Because see me, the type of person that I am, I like to be able to say, y'all, anybody can go through my life with a fine tooth comb, and I ain't got nothing there. I ain't got nothing I'm ashamed of. You can shine a light on every part of my life. I ain't got nothing there. If somebody was way bigger than me, even as a child, somebody was way bigger and badder than me, if they slapped me and I knew I couldn't win the fight, I go out there and just get knocked out because I feel better inside knowing that, hey, I fought back rather than I let somebody punk me. I just can't have that on my record knowing that I let that slide, knowing that I let something like that happen. People say insecure or not insecure or whatever. I don't really care. But me personally, I know what worked for me. And for me, I wouldn't feel right inside knowing that I let something like that slide, knowing that I'm not okay with it. That'll eat me up. I gotta fight back. I gotta hit back. I won't feel like Arcane. And that's my answer. I just gotta feel like Arcane. And that don't feel like me. That feel like somebody else.
Strong, strong. Okay. Any final remarks on that?
Well, I think most of us in consensus, besides, you know, y'all too.
What you mean, y'all
What
too?
two?
I'm on the same thing
Which
everybody
two?
else on.
Yeah, yeah.
And and
Me,
Ian
me and
really
Akeem on
bent
the
it.
same page.
Ian
And
bent it to a Ian bent it to a place where he could say, yeah. He was like, well,
I took
if
I took
you
I
got the
took the
video
hardest
queued up,
stance on no.
he said, if you got it queued up and you just come up here and show me, I'm like, you weird. bro, if a dude tell you, I'm talking about y'all in a bar, and he's saying like some, y'all playing music, and you say, bro, I see you over there with Jakeisha, bro. I'm pretty sure you know how she get down, ain't it, bro? Yeah. You're like, huh? You want to tell y'all the random circle, and make a joke like her. You're like, y'all pretty sure you know how she get down, bro. Yeah, bro. It was like, what? Yeah, bro. She was a real goer back in high school and college, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like, bro's video out and everything, bro. But I'm gonna holler at you though, bro. I'm gonna holler at you. Gonna be like this. What the fuck? Video?
Exactly. That's why it's worth the follow up.
I'm talking about like that, and then
what she gonna cop to? And then you have that conversation.
I mean, what if she say,
just,
"Oh yeah,"
throw it out. You know what I mean?
She come back and say, "Oh," she's like, "Oh man, what?" She was like,
if she's truly 10 out of 10 perfect in every category, and then all of a sudden she got like a skeleton in her closet, I'm like, let's figure it out together. It ain't got to be, if she really that perfect,
Yeah, a lot of bones in the closet.
And then when you ask her, she gonna say, "Oh, I more than a Million Man March." So.
Hey, yo.
Then what? Then what?
And then she gonna be like, but I got baptized and I'm born again. So really, I'm gonna be like, you're right. You really changed your life.
Yeah, all that.
I love that for us. You know what I'm saying? We really doing this different together. That's what I'm gonna say.
Dang, that's messed up, bro. You didn't even have to take it there.
Boy, I had more holes than clothes before I met you. I'm talking about like that.
That's crazy.
Whew, okay, well, let's go ahead and cue this next topic up. Can y'all see the video?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Morning, 9 people are dead and dozens more hurt after 3 separate shootings in Mississippi, all of them happening during homecoming celebrations. Now the FBI is getting involved in one shooting where the search is still on for the suspects.
If you were standing next to somebody and you seen something, man, or you seen somebody who's doing that shooting, man, report that.
Social media footage capturing loved ones outside the Delta Health System's medical center the night of the Leland homecoming mass shooting.
We ask the public to recognize that they have a role in this investigation.
The FBI's Jackson Field office is leading the investigation alongside state and local law enforcement, asking for the public's help to identify these 4 people they say are connected to the shooting.
Speak up, share, give us that opportunity to get these subjects off the street.
The FBI Jackson has also established a digital media tips website to collect any video or photo.
Yeah, so basically, this past weekend, several homecomings across high school and universities, football games occurred, and at least 9 have passed on from those shootings in Mississippi from this weekend alone. I think one shooting had like 6 in just one. And Ian, I don't know if you saw, but the girl at Alcorn, she was like around our age. Like I remember her like going to school with that girl. So rest in peace to her. But so the question I want to pose for y'all is, do y'all think that this is like is this a cultural thing that drives this behavior, or is it like just bad individuals like just in a bad situation?
That's a hard question because, I mean, you have things like school shootings and the most popular demographic with that. And then you look at this situation and ask if this demographic fits to this type of situation. And it's just like, I feel like it's on the same spectrum. It's still like the outskirts of a population, like doing this action. It's just that the setting is different. So, I mean, I don't want to necessarily say that it's a cultural thing because I think in both demographics, you got this group of bad individuals, and the only difference is the demographics congregate differently. So I feel like it's not necessarily a cultural thing. It's like one of those bad apple things, but this is the setting to which, this demographic normally congregates. Um, but yeah, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily a cultural thing in that aspect.
So you think it's just a few bad apples?
Yeah, I say it's a few bad apples. I think culturally, I mean, the cultural part comes in that, a lot of schools don't engage in having like tailgates, on campus. I guess outside of the South, that may be a Southern thing. I don't know if that's just nationwide. But I just know a lot of schools do it, some don't. So I feel like that's the cultural part of it. But I mean, I don't think that there's nothing innately bad about having like alumni tailgating on campuses. I mean, it's kind of different, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't have really thought this would be something that we would be doing when I was in high school because we didn't have tailgating while I was in high school. So this was definitely something that came afterwards. I feel like when it got more popular in some of the colleges around the area, that they started doing it at the high schools, and then they started seeing it as money opportunity as well for the schools. But um, man, I think it's just one of them unfortunate things, man. I don't think that the culture of tailgating on school campuses is causing like this bad juju. Kind of bad people banging bad people together. You know, I don't think that's it.
um, I really think that it may be it's when you say cultural, everything is not everybody's culture. Different black people have it's cultures within the black community. You know,
Subculture.
yeah, subcultures. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's subcultures within. Well, see, I didn't want to. The reason why I didn't say this because I didn't want to say black is a culture because it's not. But I guess it's the hip hop culture. There's a subculture of the hip hop culture called gangster raps, or or real. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a subculture. Now, is violence a part of their culture? Yes, it is. Okay, that's that real Negro culture. Violence is a part of that. Crime is a part of that, and those are the people you usually see doing this stuff. It's not your Ivy League going to college, you know, 25 on the ACT black guy who just decides to pull out a Draco and spray the party up. It's always those same guys who are the ones who were involved in the jumping people in high school and college. I mean, high school, because these guys didn't make it to college, you know. But it's always those people. Like, there are no scholars. And then those people have too much of a representation when it comes to black people. You know, I told somebody today, did you know that less than 2% of black men are in jail? It's like 1.3% of black men are actually in jail. But uh if you look on the news, it make people look back like, what? What? I thought it was 50%. No. It's like 1.3% of black men are in jail. But they represent they it's like they let them represent us so much. And I think that time need to be up. Because who has more guns, white or black people? White. Black people don't have guns like that. You know, usually whenever I'm sitting around a bunch of black males, I'm the only one who got a gun. But standing around a bunch of white boys, I don't mean own me, but I mean owning one. Like one in my name, one in my house in a specific spot. I'm around a bunch of black guys. Don't nobody have no guns or own no guns or know anything about guns except me. It's only that subculture. And them dudes like that, yeah, they ruin everything. You know, and they attention starved too. That's the worst part. They wanna get the attention on them. They like that kind of like, oh yeah, such and such shot the whole party up when somebody made him mad. They like that kind of stuff, and they kind of ruin it for everybody. But the DBMs, I call decent black men, they still got this thing like, well, that's my cousin. I still love him, and he gonna be invited. And then that dude come and ruin it for everybody and hurt somebody, because the only attention that the real the gangsters get is whenever they do something bad. That's the only time they ever be rewarded. They get rewarded for that type of those actions. You know, that's who they are. That's a part of it. You ever heard somebody become a caricature of themselves? So the only way I can get acknowledgement is fighting, is starting up some mess. That's the only way to get acknowledgement. They can't make good grades. They can't come home and show you no scholarship or no type of degree. They can't show you with no promotion on the job. Chicken Plant don't make posts about who get promoted on the job. So how am I gonna get my time in the spotlight? I'm gonna shoot the party up.
Yeah.
Long-winded
Yeah.
Arcane. Somebody else can go. And just
Yeah,
in
me
case you
personally.
forgot,
Subcultures.
the title, or well, the question was mass shootings in Mississippi. Do you think that is cultural or behavioral?
Yeah, me personally, I think it's cultural. I was going to use the same term, subculture. Within our culture, we have subcultures. You have the people that are overachievers. You have the people that are artsy fartsy. And unfortunately, you have the people that's like gangsters or wannabe gangsters. And what I found is what I've seen growing up is it's a big fake it till you make it culture in that wannabe gangster sense. You see a guy wannabe for so long, then you see him on the news, and it's like, man, I didn't know that dude was actually like that.
There's no prerequisite for it.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it is cultural, like within that culture, and I'll tell you a big difference. So you have gun culture. That's a subculture in the United States where people are knowledgeable about guns. They have a lot of them. But they also believe in gun safety, and they but with the two groups, the gangsters and the gun culture enthusiasts, the gun enthusiasts have in common, they both believe guns should be used for protection. But see, the threshold of usage of a gun is just a lot different in the two cultures. And with the gun enthusiasts, they have a much higher threshold as to like where I'll actually use this weapon. It's like a respect for the gun. Whereas with gangsters, there is no respect, and it's a very low threshold, and it's usually an emotional threshold. Like if I'm feeling bad today, you know how emotions are. I don't have to explain that. It's usually centered around an emotion, not respect for the weapon, not respect for the power of this instrument that I hold. And that's one of the biggest differences I see. You know what?
This instrument that I hold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that
Yeah.
that that's what I think the big difference is. It's okay to love guns. It's okay to be an enthusiast for it, but you got to have respect for what it is, and you got to have a much higher threshold as to when to use it. So that's the issue. Is maybe these folks weren't taught the power of these things. You hit somebody with that, they might not come back. Um, somebody stepping on your shoes is not a means that, what I'm saying, to use that thing. If you get beat up and then the dude ain't trying to harm you no more, you just lost the fight. That's not a means to use that thing. And
Yeah.
that's what they need to that's what they need to learn. But see but see it's funny because if I'm that way, but my opponent has no respect for the weapon, then I'm in danger. So I have to be as pretty much as reckless as him, or at least make him think that I'm as reckless as him, um, almost as a defense mechanism. But that's my take.
Um, I I don't. I get what y'all was saying. I think the thing Anthony hit on is probably the biggest thing. It's like there's a gun culture in the United States. Like other places, there's like a gang subculture point of view where this kind of violence doesn't happen because they don't have access to, and there just isn't a means of getting that kind of weaponry. They just use their fists or they stab or whatnot. So uh, I think the question also has to be like, who is responsible for like these events happening? Is it the parents for not teaching their kids this? Is it the environment where they can get their hands on a weapon without proper training or without like the culture around them teaching them that kind of safety? Or is it just like us in general not uh I don't know, supporting the community, right? So like if there are people out there at risk of using these weapons irresponsibly, should we not all come together to like help a generation to make sure that they have that information? And the people who do have it, are they not being selfish by like hoarding it for their family and their friends and people who already know better? Like, what are we doing to try to mitigate this? But I don't think it's a cultural thing in so much as like American culture is about guns as protection. And until you kind of like attack that as like a systematic thing, there's going to be outliers. Like all of us have been privy to or in the presence of guns. I've never felt the need to shoot somebody who disrespected me. So I mean, it could just be like maybe somebody just isn't right in the head. That could be true too. We give other people who aren't black that kind of license to be just crazy. These are like one offs. Whereas us, it's like, oh well, what's the deal with black culture? Which I would think is a little unfair.
Yeah, black people are not granted individualism.
Yeah.
And I agree with and to expand upon that point, like I do think that people outside of our race get more of a license to do these things and not be labeled,
Mm-hmm.
as gangster or just evil or just, a demon type stuff. It go into the mental realm or the abused realm or different things like that. And I think that's more so of the target, like when you say, is it cultural, especially looking at these events that just happened in Mississippi, it's like, okay, I mean, we can subculturize almost, any behavior, you know what I mean? So it's like, are we looking at this behavior or this subculture, in this particular element? Because, I haven't confirmed the articles that I have seen have not confirmed that it was just necessarily gang related. Who's to say that it wasn't necessarily, bully or, I mean, I guess the scale would say, okay, gang, which maybe it was, but I think at the same time, this situation, the tailgating situation, is not directly correlating with it. So I think when we look at these events that happened this weekend, I think, yeah, you have these outliers that, like, for instance, in Mississippi State during Starkville, since I stayed close, I would stay during the summer. Now, anytime during the semester when we hooped, we had a good time. Everybody competitive, everybody, talking noise, everything. But we ain't never get aggressive. We ain't never, you know, do nothing crazy. But in the summertime, we would have locals who kids out of school would come to the court sometimes. We a lot of times have issues, have near fights and things like this. And I think it's the same thing with this. It's just like tailgates at Mississippi State. Everything was going good with tailgate. We had frats, fraternities, alumni, everybody together. Now, we started having issues when people start seeing that, oh, these tailgates are fun. And you had people who weren't even associated with college, who weren't even so associated with school in general, coming in and trying to get at tailgates. And I think this is when you start having problems. It's the same on the high school scale. I can almost, bet my bottom dollar that these kids who, did these things were A, probably outside of school, just coming into the game, or, B, if they were in school, damn near not in school no more, close to being out of school. You know what I'm saying? By expulsion or something like that. You know what I mean? So I think it's the outliers, you know, that basically come in and infiltrate these events, not necessarily that this culture of tailgating at schools is bad in general.
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying, and I 100% agree. But that's who we talking about, though. Like, what makes the person that isn't associated with college, that isn't associated with the school and high school, what makes them do that with ease? You know what I'm saying? And one thing I
Yeah.
do want to respond to Ian about is you said something like, I think mass shootings happen, and we know the general profile for that. We do, and that's like, to me, the one thing that we are kind of pinning on them in the same way that they pin stuff on us. We know when you hear about a mass shooting, we know who it is. I mean, we assume, and then 9 times out of 10 it's confirmed. So, but I think the biggest difference is it's usually like a one-off situation with that. Like, for example, Sandy Hook. There was probably never another one of those incidents that occurred in Sandy Hook, you know. But right now in Chicago, who knows what's happening? And then it's not just Chicago, it's LA, it's Baltimore, it's every major city seems to have this same problem of just disregard for life. And it's always, the same socioeconomic status. And that, I think that's why that's why I labeled it as a cultural thing, but more specifically, a subcultural thing for that specific subculture.
Makes sense.
Anthony, why do you think culturally we like mythologize gangsters and violence and murder amongst people in like different cultures, right? We love Goodfellas and The Godfather, but yet our stuff is always tragic. Boys in the Hood is a sad story. You know what I mean? I mean, I guess Goodfellas is too, but it's a good time until it's a bad time. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
And then, but like I say, Menace to Society
I mean,
from
those.
the beginning to the end is just it's a tragedy. You know?
Yeah, that's because they in the hood. Nino Brown, that boy was having a blast.
Wait. What?
I was about to say,
Explain a little bit more. Like, why do you think that is?
You
That's a
asking me?
good.
You asking Rakeem?
I'm asking you. That's a good point.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's more so like historically we've been associated with a certain type of like uneducated, poor, and then violent, and then like I say, low economic like situation. So therefore, like the trappings of the gang life that we have been shown or that's been presented to the public is like these are poor people doing what they can to survive. But everybody else, it's like, oh, they running casinos in Las Vegas. They just also happens to be putting out hits on people. There's luxury to this. There's a what is it? There's like a not a pride. What's the word I'm looking for? There's something noble about the way they
It's a
do it. They're
luxury.
all doing the same
Like you
stuff.
said,
But look, this the
it's a
difference.
freedom. Like it's the
Yeah.
closest thing to freedom. That's why you get all these people idolizing gang culture and all this type of stuff in these
Mhm.
movies, like
Because
the Goodfellas and everything like that. Because look at the life that they live. You know, when they live doing what they want to do. At the end of the day, you know, the rat race is people making society feel like you're supposed to revolve your life around having a job. Whereas if you look at what being a human is, it's just experiencing the world, experiencing people doing things. You know what I mean? So
mhm.
these people, gangsters and everything like that, even though they live in some of the harshest from the black element, sometimes living in the harshest element environments. But when you look at the Goodfellas and things like that, living in lavish environments, things like this, and they're doing what they want to do, when they want to do it, how and where they want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's ultimately idolized.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason I don't like those struggle movies like Goodfellas. I mean, not Goodfellas, like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. Let me tell you something. What it is those guys are like dormant, and they're dormant punks. Their is due to what is due to emotional decisions. Oh, you said something to me. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, we finna steal $300 out the liquor store. It's like petty crime. It's just like ignorant stuff. Nino Brown was having the time of his life, and he was like a real man. Like he was living it out. He was letting his nuts hang. He wasn't living on the poverty side. He was living in abundance. He wasn't living
nickel and
and
dime.
yeah, he wasn't scraping the pot. And that's why I don't like those movies. That's why I like Paid in Full, because those dudes were thriving. And if they was doing something, it was for the to furtherment of the business. And that's the problem with our people. See, this guy who did this shooting in Alcorn, I guarantee you it was over something extremely petty, over nothing. But Goodfellas and a lot of these movies, like they don't have white movies where people just doing all this killing and stuff like that over
Well,
just emotional reactions.
Wait,
Like
can I
now
say
that
one
we
thing,
think
Jalen?
about it,
They do though.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh well, actually, go ahead, because my point is like in opposition. Go ahead.
I'm sure they
Okay,
have
so
it,
because
but this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so I feel like it was a tactic, maybe to go against the opposite of what we're saying. I feel like maybe it just backfired. I feel like with the things that were happening around the times that these movies were made, they were used as scare tactics to kind of like say, okay, this is what can happen if you follow this lifestyle. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel like instead of that happening, I guess that plus, gangster rap evolved everything into people like saying, okay, this is the thing to do. Because I think and the reason I say that, right, is because you had movies like Lockdown be made. And I've thought about it
I'm
for a lot
scared
of my life.
Hey,
I've
Ian,
thought
side
about it
note, this movie scared Jalen to death. He's scared of it to the day. But go
to this
ahead.
day, one of the scariest movies I've ever watched in my life. And I've reasoned with myself, I thought about it for a long time. The only reason they could have made that movie, wanted to make that movie, is to scare people. That's the only reason they would have had to make that movie. Because I think we're trying to paint it as like we're making black movies that, don't show the good side of life. I think they were just trying to scare more of the black people that were doing these things into not doing them so that we can have more people living the good black lifestyle, but it backfired.
Lockdown is a certified horror movie. Yeah, it
Horror
ain't
Well,
movie,
let
even.
me.
man.
It's up
I
there with
never
Top
it.
seen it.
five.
I never seen it, but I
Yes, you
want to
have.
push back a little bit.
Don't watch it.
So when you were saying that, I mean, y'all are talking about the lore of these gangster movies or whatever, Goodfellas and stuff. But and see, all of that's true. I agree. They are kind of champion. Even people like Pablo Escobar, like what I'm saying, is champion in a sense. But that's movies. You know what I'm saying? That's lore. That's like fanfare. But in real life, nobody really rock with that. You know what I'm saying? And see, I think that's the difference on what we speaking on. We speaking about real life. In real life, nobody want to see none of this stuff happening. In real life, when Italians was like mostly known for being mobsters and stuff like that, they weren't even classified as white. White people didn't want to have nothing to do with them. When Jews was looked at as like the worst of the worst, they wasn't classified as white. But see, now that they one of the richest demographics, oh yeah, you can come over and be white. Now that all the mobsters and stuff is done, like, oh yeah, you can come over and be white now. But in real life, man, when people was getting in the street of New York, and Italians did not have a good name in real life. They was discriminated against in a similar fashion that we were. So I just want to say that lore is one thing, but reality is another. Like in reality, it ain't no police chief, it ain't no school teacher, no fireman saying, "Man, I really like that John Gotti." No, bro, they despise them. You know.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's not necessarily they admire how they got the means. You know what I'm saying? It's like they admire what they had as a result of them doing what they did. I think that's a part of it, and I think it just translated into the youth picking up on that as okay, I can do these things and get similar things, but you know, it don't work out like that on that scale.
Mm.
But from like the business standpoint, like I've grown up around like adults being like, you know what I'm saying, Scarface, you know what I'm saying, like being the, not to say target, but giving them an idea of like, man, what it would be like if I won the lottery. I could, you know, be on top of a building, having a helicopter coming in and retrieving me and taking me to my destination, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, just doing some extravagant stuff like going on a yacht, you know, hiring some women to just have a great time with me and just sail around the Caribbean or something like that. Like they seen it in the gangster movies and stuff like that. And you know, they've seen it in the rap videos and stuff like that. Dudes with their chest out with the big gold chain surrounded by women and palm trees and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that that's more so you see the 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 things that they've got and you kind of forego the way that they done got it. But I think, you know, when you start engrossing yourself in that content, the way that they got it may have a bigger impact, especially on you than we would have expected it to.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair. It is the success, I guess, that they admire, but I was just speaking more so on like real life.
Doing it.
Yeah, and
In
in
real
real
life,
life, let's go to
Yeah,
real
yeah.
life. Let's go to real life. And a lot of these things are based on real life. Like BMF, if you watch BMF, Meech never planned on stop selling drugs. He never he gang drug dealer lifestyle. Their plan was actually to get as much as they could get without getting caught, go legit and get out. You remember Michael's father, Don Corleone, the original one, Vito. He said, "Michael, it wasn't enough time. I wanted you to be a senator." You know, and that's what a lot of them actually end up doing. Like the Kennedys, they end up switching over and going legit, getting in politics, getting in real power. A lot of these families come from crime, and they just swapped over and went legit and learned the, I guess, American way. Our
yeah,
guys never made that cross. Meach had more than enough time to lead the game, but he didn't. And
yeah,
the Kennedys end up doing it, right? So now we got Lil Meech, 5,500 for a show. Lil Meech supposed to be running for governor of Detroit right now, or something like that. Well, probably not now. He like
Michigan,
26.
governor of Michigan.
Well, I say
But yeah,
Michigan. My fault. I meant mayor of Detroit,
yeah.
just like Gary. What's his name? Some Coleman.
I put it this way. And this is my closing remark. I think that culture is probably the most important thing to a people because the culture is basically the autopilot of the group. At one point, it was in our culture to want to rise up. We had a we mentality, not a I mentality. Other cultures believe in certain things. You can pick out the good and the bad, but the culture is the autopilot that the masses will follow. Change the culture, change your people.
I
Coleman
like that.
Young. Coleman Young. He was the mayor of Detroit back in the day. Meant to say he's supposed to be the mayor of Detroit, the next Coleman Young.
Word.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing.
Get all you get and go home. Every year you do out on the street, they say every year that a successful
Oh, but I
drug
do
dealer does
while he pulling this up, I do want to say to those who don't know, the results of all the shooting, recent shooting that's happened at the tailgates and around the schools and stuff, has resulted to the Mississippi High School Association essentially recommending to a lot of schools, if not all the schools, not to have those tailgates. So including my homecoming that we were getting ready to have on the 23rd.
So they
We
ended
can no longer
homecoming.
have that on the school grounds.
Oh yeah, and I want to say something. Vicksburg, Mississippi, the girl passed away. Her name was Brakira Fisher. Um, I know she was a good soul because right before I moved to Mississippi State from Vicksburg, had all my stuff packed in the car, mama and grandma in the other car. I was leaving out of the store, dropped $400 in an envelope in the store, and Brakira picked it up. And that was my money to move in my first apartment at Mississippi State. Brakira picked the money up, came out of the store and ran out and gave it to my grandma. So she was a pure soul.
Man, that's
So
real.
rest in peace,
man.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in
And
peace.
I never got a chance to really say thank you, but thank you, Brakira. Thank you. I did well at that estate.
For sure. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the quick hits. First one, LeBron versus Curry. Who do you think is more influential in basketball? LeBron has had a 23. This is his 23rd season coming up. One of the greatest players of all time. But Steph Curry, he kind of changed the game with the three ball. So what y'all think?
I think in the game, amongst the NBA players themselves, I think Curry changed it more. I think overall, LeBron, when we talk about the impact of his game on the masses and what he done did in the game of the NBA, I think his impact is definitely larger on a larger scale. But I think as far as it's like really just changed the game, impacted the way that NBA players kind of look at the game, I think Curry. Because I think before Curry, the three ball was nowhere near as prominent as it is now. I mean, I think 3-point shooters, 3-point specialists are highly sought after, way more than the early 2000s, late 90s. So I think he has a bigger impact that way. But LeBron overall, worldwide, like what he doing, being compared to Jordan, things like that, his shoe brand, his brand himself, doing movies and commercials and being in music videos, everything like that. Just overall, it's got to be LeBron. But in the game, Curry.
Man, I don't even know why this is a question. Man, Steph Curry is a great basketball player, but and he's a great shooter. He's a great shooter and all, but a lot of what people think was all Steph Curry was split between him and Clay. Your memory is of all those threes, some of that, half of that you remember is Clay, and we kind of all jumble it up and chalk it up to Curry because Clay was hitting just as many threes, if not more. What are you looking at me like that for? It's absolutely true.
You saying that like Steph might continue to do his thing after dude
He's
got
doing his
hurt
thing, but
and
is
after he
he
left.
doing that at the? All right, look, now that Clay is gone, is he doing that at
Man,
the
he doing
3-point
it
line like he
he's
was?
still doing it at a high clip.
No, he not.
He doing it at a high clip,
Dude.
one of the
All right,
highest
so
clips.
in the playoffs, when it really mattered in the championship, Steph Curry was ice cold, and Clay was the one who was money. If you were a LeBron fan like me, you were scared to death to see Clay with that ball, not Curry. And Matthew Dellavedova took Curry out for like 3 games. Klay Thompson was still money in the corner. And it's just like I
Nah,
want to
bro.
give it to Curry. I want to say Curry is revolutionary, but Curry has one Finals MVP. But you know why?
Bro,
Because
we talking about influence on the game. We
Kevin
know
That's what I'm
Durant
LeBron better than
saying. Like
Curry.
we going into the weeds, bro.
Kevin Durant came out there and made Steph Curry step aside on his own team, man.
Tell me about
What
LeBron's
I'm saying
influence.
is
Look,
LeBron, exactly.
you can't.
LeBron did
No,
not bring a
LeBron
bag
ain't
to the
never.
game that had not been utilized before. He didn't bring out a bag that oh, now we seeing this guy do it. Now we seeing this guy do it. Now we seeing this guy
You
do it.
want to see something about
Until
this guy
Curry
do it?
started pulling that from half court, bro. You ain't seen taking 40, 50-foot jumpers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. And then some of that was Clay. And guess what? LeBron, during his whole 22 years, 23 years of playing basketball, ain't never put on that Robin suit. Every time he went out on that court, he was Batman. Curry didn't put on that Robin suit plenty of time when KD came
what?
out there with
Oh no, LeBron has definitely
Curry was
taken the back
Robin.
seat.
Curry put on that
Man,
Robin suit for
no.
Kevin
LeBron,
Durant.
that was one, as a Miami Heat fan, I can say that is one of the biggest complaints I used to have about LeBron, because in big moments, he would depend on other people, and he did that up until he
That's
left
called
us.
using your
That's
teammates.
Why
his
did
thing.
Kyrie take that
That's
shot?
his thing.
That's called
That's
using
his thing.
teammates, boy. That's what you got teammates there for. But
But
LeBron ain't
you
never.
was just
LeBron ain't never lean on nobody to win no series. He ain't never lean on nobody. What you mean?
opposite day.
That's not fair.
Who?
Opposite day. What is we talking about right now, bro?
During that Mavericks finals, he kind of shut down. He really let the team do
Come
it.
on, man.
Okay, dude. During the first finals, Curry shut down.
That's
Iguodala.
a historic shutdown.
Iguodala won Finals MVP over Curry. You know why? Because
Man,
Iguodala
Curry ain't
was
never strayed away from a shot in a big moment, bro. If you pass that ball to Curry,
he blew him.
Curry doesn't have
man, bro.
Okay, you
But
can
he
say
was
what
gonna
you
peel
want.
it. He was gonna peel it regardless. He was gonna do it.
LeBron,
That's what you supposed to do.
how many
You know
points
how
LeBron
many
got?
game-winning shots
42,000?
Kobe tried to take?
How many points
much
LeBron
longer.
got?
It ain't
42,000. LeBron always been pass first. He's always been a pass first type of guy. So it
Okay,
don't
so what
make
we talking about? So he
But he-
revolutionized the game by being an assist master?
Yeah, that's magic. What you mean?
A lot of what I saw in LeBron's early career was a lot of him just being too physically dominant for the guys he was playing against. I mean, when I looked at his bag early on, it's like, okay, his dribbling ain't crazy to me. Yeah, I mean, it's really good for a guy his size, but he ain't breaking nobody down. He driving into the
Dude,
hole and dunking on
players that
people, or
big.
laying it up, or throwing assists,
Dude,
and
you ain't
then
never
driving the
seen
short corner and pulling up.
Dude, you ain't never seen nobody who's 6'9". LeBron 6'8", 6'9", have crazy handles breaking people's ankles. It ain't people like
Right.
that.
The
ankle breakers are gonna be the 6'1" guys. The 6'1",
what did he get
Kyrie
to the
Irving,
game?
the
How is he
6'3".
over?
You ain't gonna never see no serious handles on nobody
LeBron's
6'9".
biggest strengths is he's extremely smart about the game and he's physically, dumb.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yes.
Even Kobe wasn't
superhero
crossing
status.
people at 6.
That's his
Kobe
superhero.
was 6'6".
Kobe
crossing
was the most skilled player to ever play the game.
Kobe wasn't
wasn't the
breaking
most
people's
physically
ankles and
dominant.
moving
He
fast
wasn't
and
the
stuff like that.
fastest, all that
And then
stuff.
when you talk about shooting the peel off of it, dude, when we talking playoffs and we talking buzzer beater shots under 5 seconds, dude, LeBron and Jordan are both tied.
Bro, after he started acting like a point guard, but let me ask you this.
And guess what? They both tied at 8. They both tied at 8. No, LeBron I think it's like under 9 seconds, something like that. LeBron and Jordan are both tied at like 9. But guess what? LeBron missed a lot less than Michael Jordan did. Michael Jordan got more shots at that.
Let me ask all y'all this.
period.
If y'all had to if y'all had to say people have signature moves, right? Because we talking about influence, especially right now in the NBA. If y'all had to say, this person's signature move, right? What is Kobe's signature move? Like when you think of Kobe, and if you had to name a signature move for
The
him, what
MJ
is his
fadeaway?
signature move?
His shot, the MJ
I
fadeaway.
wouldn't say he had one.
It's the MJ
Okay, you wouldn't say
fadeaway.
he had one. You would say the fadeaway. I would also say the fadeaway. What would you say?
Probably the same.
The MJ
So
fadeaway.
okay, right. So if I asked you that about Curry, what would you say?
3 ball.
Can you say the
3
3
ball.
pointer? Is that a signature
Easy,
shot? Yeah.
easy. All right, cool. So y'all with me? If I asked you that about LeBron, what would you say?
That back down Back
The
down.
back down,
and
the
shoot it.
chase. He got a bunch of them. He got the chase down. He got the
Nah.
you know, he go like, you know.
I asked this man for a signature move. He said you got a lot of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He don't
That
have
defeat
like
the
this.
whole purpose of a signature move. But I asked the question to
All
say
right,
that,
but guess what?
you know, you need something to be able to influence your peers that are on the same talent level as you. You need something that's additional. And you just being a freak of nature or having high IQ or just being super
But
talented
why
within
does
yourself.
basketball does not stop at, hey, if you got a signature move, you can do it. Akeem Olajuwon had a signature move. That is nowhere near a great. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't
Like,
about
come on,
stopping it
dude.
there. It's not about
Kimber
stopping it there.
Mutombo
It's
got a
about what do
signature
you
move,
bring.
but that don't mean.
What do you bring to that level of professionals that they can take from you?
Okay, but
Because
this
they
is what I
can't
got
take
to
from
say.
your intelligence.
Okay,
They can't take from your intelligence. They can.
So this is what I got to say. Michael Jordan couldn't beat a specific team. Bad boys. Michael Jordan crafted a team to play the bad boys. Nobody crafted no team to beat Michael Jordan. Same thing for Kobe Bryant. Nobody crafted that team. That Celtics team was not crafted. The big three with Rondo and Ray Allen, that was not crafted to beat no damn Kobe. That team was crafted to beat LeBron James. Okay? That Warriors team with Kevin Durant was not crafted to beat no damn Kobe. It was crafted to beat LeBron James.
Okay. What about when LeBron crafted a team to beat Durant now?
He didn't.
We
He
gonna
never
ignore
beat
that?
Durant. What you talking about?
He crafted a team.
Why would you have to craft a team to beat
Wait
a
a minute.
guy
Let me go with what
Jalen
Jalen said. You said LeBron them crafted a team to beat Durant. What team they craft?
He crafted the team with the Heat. His decision, the very first decision.
Oh no, that wasn't for them.
He left the Cavaliers because he knew he needed to assemble the Avengers to be able to get a ship.
Dude, that was
so you can't give him credit on one end of the spectrum, and he done did the opposite.
No.
Well.
You got it mixed up. That was not to beat Durant. They just whooped Durant down.
No,
LeBron
that was
got
to get a ring.
Team.
It may not have been to beat the Thunder, but that was to beat to get a ring
together. Okay, so what you got to understand is LeBron was dominating the East already. When he already ran through them. So that's when they went and got KG for LeBron. Okay? So LeBron went to the Heat to face off the Celtics. Okay?
That's so that was wrong team, but he still went and assembled a team to beat somebody else. But either way, this does not say how he has more influence within the game of the NBA.
But he crafted to beat a team, not to beat one man. Not to beat one man.
Let me ask you this. Is there a difference between being the best or most dominant and being the most influential to you? I think there is.
Steph Curry.
If we can agree that like somebody like Tim Duncan.
Now we get to the root of the problem.
What I'm saying is like if Tim Duncan is a better basketball player than Shaq, that doesn't mean that Shaq didn't impact the game more than Tim Duncan.
Whoa.
You get me?
Yeah.
So I would say the same about
I thought he was finna say that name. Boy,
I see your point,
man. No,
I see what you.
Who's better, LeBron?
LeBron is way more influential than Steph Curry. You know why? Because basketball players. Basketball players.
Yeah, go ahead.
I put it this way: Steph, he was the one who showed. He changed the math of the league. Yeah. He made three, like the analysts started saying, "Dang!" So people can make threes in volume. You know what I mean? So he changed the game, bro. Like it just is what it is.
But like Jay was saying, like you can't emulate LeBron. He's a unicorn. Don't nobody have that kind of longevity, that kind of size, and that kind of playability. But you can beat Steph Curry. Somebody could beat Steph Curry at 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that happens more often than a LeBron does.
Right.
Yeah, I heard a guy say one time, yeah, everybody started kind of copying Drake's sound. And Travis Scott, he was gonna be the next guy, but it's too hard to copy Travis Scott's sound. So, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean, Steph Curry is a good basketball player. You know, we ain't gonna speak on his wife. What y'all think about his wife? Now we're going somewhere else. We going somewhere else.
Don't get me started on that. Did we talk about
yeah,
that in another pod?
because he
we ain't never
really
Did we
is a
talk about it?
yeah. That's another thing. He really is a pioneer for that too.
No,
Like
actually,
being
he's
able to
really,
take so
actually,
many.
really, he just stole Ray Allen's style and just kind of ran with it. But that's a whole nother.
No, I'm saying he's a pioneer for like taking that many shots and still surviving. You know what I mean? His marriage still being
Thriving, bro.
No,
He taking it like a champ, bro. He don't come out and say nothing. He seem like
Pull
his
the clip,
marriage
man.
still good, and like, man. Yeah,
And
because we
you ain't
probably
never
ain't even
heard
got to
some.
predict Super Bowl
I
winners
just
because
want
we
to point
already
out.
know.
I just want to point out. I had major beef with Jalen in college, telling him that Savannah was way more classy than Ayesha Curry, and you and TJ was up there telling me, Savannah, LeBron and his wife Ghetto, his mama was messing with Delonte West and Steph Curry and them classy. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. What you got to say
Hey,
about that now?
that was
Coming at
prior
you.
to Ayesha coming out and being vocal and like saying stuff. Sometimes when people actually talk, it ruins like everything. You ever like meet somebody and they just like, man, they look good, seem like they carry themselves nice, and then they open their mouth and it's just like, Yeah, I think that's what happened with Ayesha.
She ain't have her ring on last night.
Cringe.
Hey man, she was trying to take her ring off when she seen the boy with no shirt on. Man, I hate to see what she do off camera. But all
Man,
she ever said on the red
somebody
table.
gonna say that's just entertainment though. Somebody gonna say, that's probably how Steph look at it. Good joke, boo.
Or maybe Steph don't care because he got his own
Right.
reasons not to care. But
Hell
yeah.
no.
But look.
I
Oh,
couldn't
well, what you
believe
mean by that?
Huh? You talking to me?
Jalen, what you mean by H now?
Man, hell nah. I just can't see Curry being that type of dude.
Man.
Didn't we talk about that before?
Bro, he's shooting threes
Maybe not
on and
Curry,
off
but
the
I
court.
Nah, bro. Nah, they would still have him back. Nah, I just can't see Steph doing that, man. They've been together how long?
Okay.
They've been together
Since high school,
like,
I think.
oh yeah, nah, Steph ain't doing that, bro.
Maybe.
Look.
Yeah, okay.
So
Let's
is it wrong? Hold up. So remember when she was like, she just want to know somebody still looking. Remember that?
Yeah.
Like, all right. So with that, I don't really care. It's because y'all read it the wrong way, and I just sent you the link. Like, y'all read into it the wrong way with the girl saying, and I want to hear Jalen. So basically, what she was saying was she just want to know somebody still looking at her. Okay. I think she is getting a lot of flack. Now, trying to pull your ring off as a joke, that's kind of, but with her, all she was saying was like, I ain't really faulting her for it because how we know housewives all over America ain't feeling like that. They like to be hidden at the gas station. Hey, red romper, red shorts. Ugh, these guys just won't leave me alone. They like that kind of stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. Just look.
Weird, but like male attention. And so then I begin to internalize it, and I'm like, is something wrong with me?
You're not looking.
What?
You're not
Like,
looking. You're not even looking.
But I'm gonna tell you something else too. When your radar's turned off, because I dealt with that for years too. Like, and I was young, like you.
This
Yeah,
was
like
the
that's
worst
not
show.
fair. I mean, because I don't want it, but it'd be nice to know that like someone's looking.
But
that
when your radar's turned off,
right,
that
you're
can
beautiful.
get real
Don't ever
dangerous.
think for 1 minute that it ain't some men out there looking at you like I wish. Honestly. And I'm going to tell you who knows that more than anybody. Your husband.
That thing
City
loaded.
boys up.
That thing loaded.
City boys up.
Oh my God. Cringe. Oh my goodness. This is
Hey man, hey, that thing loaded.
See, this is what's
All I can
wrong with
say,
society. Stuff
Jayla, go
like
ahead and
this
go
show
on.
what's wrong with society, bro. Stuff like this show what's wrong with society. A bunch of like-minded, wrong individuals get together and hype each other up and influence other individuals to start thinking about them. It's starting stuff like this because all they ass is up there being wrong, and that's just crazy, bro. I don't care. Like our king said, you probably got women across the nation, probably across the world. If they housewives, they blessed to be housewives first of all. But if they housewives and they got the nerve to think, man, I just feel like I ain't getting no enough eyes on me, enough attention. Now, I think you said something earlier about maybe it was trying to do something, and I thought you were gonna go into. You said we read it wrong or we looked at it wrong, and I thought you were gonna go into maybe she was trying to throw out a hint that Curry needs to show her much more attention or something like that, or that it don't seem like he's looking at her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that the women that were around her tried to make that the thing. I think they tried to make it seem like, oh no, girl, yeah, you got a lot of people looking at you. If you just pay attention, you know what I'm saying? That's what I got from them saying that. But ultimately, when you enter into that realm of being married, bro, you supposed to have all that out you. You know, you ain't supposed to live for the claps, the odds and the admiration from the audience, as far as I know. Because I mean, a life of marriage is a life of solitude with you and your partner, and then your kids and family. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you have this mentality and you got all these women who got this mentality shows me that just we cooked, and that social media got people really just messed up in the head, and a lot of sheep in the world right now. That's crazy.
Ian, what you got to say about that? I'm gonna come back at Jay though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be odd man out here. I'm an Ayesha Curry defender, typically. I know. I mean, look, I feel like we just hard on her because she be making jokes that we don't think are appropriate. Do she talk a little too much? Maybe. Do she say a little too much about their marriage? Maybe. But like, people got jokes. You know what I mean? Everybody knows she ain't leaving Steph. Everybody knows she happy with her husband. She been with him for like since they were kids. You know. I get the notion of like she like I want to know I'm still attractive, and I can't like. Of course, Steph gonna say I am, but maybe other people don't think so no more. I don't know. I don't think what she says is crazy. That's all I'm saying. It's a little out of pocket, but it ain't crazy.
That's what I was saying. I think that I always known that. So I'm gonna put it into perspective for Jay. So if you a married man, you married, you ain't trying to step out on your wife, but you trying to say like you was in a relationship a long time. It didn't make you feel good when somebody was just like, you know what? You a nice looking man. They ain't make you feel good when that happened.
Yeah, when I had old ladies at work tell me you look nice, I be feeling good. I be feeling good. I do.
Yeah, okay, but it ain't the same effect. It ain't the same effect when it's grandma and them. I'm talking
I'll tell you
about
what my
a
problem
girl
is. I'll tell
your
you what my
age
problem is.
who bad, who like, hey, you know what? You know what I'm saying? You a fly young fella. I like that shirt. Man, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. You know,
I
even
feel
if you
that.
in a relationship, you saying that you don't like that kind of attention?
I like that, but this is the thing, and I'll lend this to both of you guys. Like I understand where y'all are coming from, and I understand where she kind of coming from. It's good to because a lot of women will tell you about like affirmation or reaffirmation, whichever one it is. It's like they want to know. It's like they know you like them, but they want you to tell them that you like them often or that you're pretty often, stuff like that. The issue that I have is that you did this on this platform. this is something that you tell to your homegirls somewhere where you know it's not going to leave that circle, something like that. I have a problem with you, Queen, going out here and representing your king in this fashion. The fact that you're like, the fact that you have these thoughts. I mean, everybody has thoughts. Everybody has a subconscious. You're going to have some crazy run across your head. But it's just like, and even if you truly felt this way, this is a conversation for you to have with your mother, your best friend, somebody who you would know. This is private. You know that your husband makes his living by being in a public atmosphere, a public sphere, and that he is a public figure. So for you to go on this show, this gossip gab show, as a married woman and present yourself this way is the issue that I have with it. Because you're right, she does have a valid point in wanting that affirmation. But doing that on this stage was not the way to do it.
Mm.
So she wrong for speaking her mind?
Yeah.
She wrong for giving her peace?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just like a lot of, like, me growing up, a lot of, I ain't gonna say, like, women I've talked to, a big thing that they didn't want or they didn't like, and they would express that they didn't like, is for you to embarrass them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like for you to make them a
Good
public
point. Yeah.
spectacle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so for me, it's the same thing. You look at that vice versa for the husband, and especially, man, this Steph Curry, man. Kids look up to this dude. Grown men look up to this dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's a prolific figure in his field. You know what I mean? So for you to go on this show,
do her ways affect the way you view Steph?
it do. Cause man, I would have had a talk with her.
Oh.
Like, we need to have a talk. We need to have a
Does
serious
does
conversation.
Ted
Jada's
Turner
ways
talk or Ike Turner talk?
Does Jada's
No
ways
Turner.
affect the way you view Will Smith?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Jada
Oh,
hate
more
Will
so,
Smith.
even more so in that. Man, I look, listen, y'all. Listen. I made a mistake and used my wrong email address, and I signed it to my wrong Pinterest a few days ago. And one of my boards was like role models. And I seen Will Smith on that joint, and I just felt so ashamed. I said, I cannot believe the fall from grace that this man had. I legit used to look up to this man. You know what I'm saying? When I went to Brazil, they were calling me Will Smith. I was like, Will Smith. I was like, salute. But then after, around this stuff happened, I'm like, man, I can't even have pride in that no more, bro. My man simping out like this, like doing all this stuff on TV, like hurting the black man reputation and stuff like that, bro. I said, man, this dude is a sham.
Wouldn't that make you more reverent of like Steph? Because it's like we seen how bad it could get if you don't get that in check, and yet Ayesha don't really be out here talking like that. He may have had the conversation, He may have been like, "Hey, yo, like I get you just like to go out and chat, but like not about us, not the privacy of our home." You know what I mean?
She just did something else lately. She just did something else.
She was on a podcast. I listened to it. It wasn't nothing crazy. She was just talking about history with Steph and like her feeling a way about the way people react to her online.
She said she never wanted to be a mother.
About people they don't know you.
Oh, she said she never wanted to be a mother. She snapped out hard. That's even worse. That's even worse than her doing the other stuff. She got kids. She got kids.
Right,
what you saying? If that's your mama, if that's your mama, man. If my mama said that, bro, I never.
She said she didn't want to just be identified as only a mother. She has other ambitions. That's all she said. To be fair,
man, you know what she's saying, bro. You know what she's saying. Everybody knows she ain't just a mama.
She
you out here on the red table talks and stuff like that.
Man,
you got your own little cooking thing. Yeah, I was about to say you got your own little cooking stuff. Man, stop that. That's all.
She got everybody.
She doing too much.
The thing is that she got everybody dream. Steph Curry is bearded. He's 6'5", maybe about 6'3". They're gonna make $200 million a year, and it just seemed like she just be trying to find something wrong with this.
Satisfied, bro. She reinforced a very negative stereotype about women. She really does. That no matter what
even though I understand the comment that she made, I still try to like take it and be like, yeah, that's foul, because women really had a big one on us when they said, dang, you can be Beyonce and get cheated on. I was like, dang, they got us there. But then when that came out, I was like, well, you could be tall, rich, a great husband, great father, and they still want attention from other men. So, to me, that canceled out the Beyonce thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, bro. Exactly,
Because,
bro.
man, when they say you could be Beyonce.
You know what I say to that Beyonce thing? I say, yo, Beyonce don't even write her own music. That could be somebody else talking about somebody else. That could be a white woman talking about another white woman, Becky with the good hair. Because neither one of them ever confirmed and came out by none of
that. Yeah. Okay.
Either way, Ayesha wrong. And she ought to know she wrong. If I was Steph, she would have been knew she was wrong. And
so like I said, you gonna be Ted Turner or Ike Turner? Like what you mean letting her know she wrong?
What I would literally have told her is, Ayesha, for you to go on this show and say what you said, you ain't even said it to me. Cause she couldn't have said she couldn't have said the Steph. She couldn't have ran that by him. So I'm just like, if you really felt that way, like why didn't you have that conversation with me? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like I don't give you enough attention? That's how I would have went with it, and we would have had the conversation like that. Because I know me, I would have ended up saying, because if you want to go get that attention, we can make that happen too. Just to give her that option, because I don't want to keep you locked down if you feeling like that. I don't want you depressed here with me and my multi-million-dollar mansion with our 2 or 3 beautiful kids and access to whatever we want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make you feel locked down. So please explore your options. You know what I'm saying?
Is it okay if she say it in private to her like friends, or is it bad that she said it on camera? Is that what's bad about it?
It's bad she said it on camera.
Well, now
it's a lot of stuff you say to your friends that never come to light. It's just like having a group message. That go in the group.
What if she would have told him straight up, "Hey, look, I ain't gonna lie. I really wish some other niggas want to holler at me." I say, "Hold up."
That'd be crazy.
Okay, that's like therapy. That's like a conversation you have. You're supposed to have that type of transparency with your significant other.
What you trying to get
you
on
in it with them.
Something?
Right. I mean, that's a conversation y'all supposed to have. Because I would ask the same thing, like, what you on? What is you really on? That's why I'm just saying,
I mean,
what is it that you
really
want?
Do some Diddy shit up in here? That what you talking about?
Yeah, I asked. I ain't saying out of blood, but I asked.
Hey, what if that's what Cassie told Diddy and he ended up going to jail?
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
the world may never know.
Hey, bro, what if Cassie told Diddy that he was just trying to make his girl happy? And that nigga ended up in jail.
Nah, that's wild.
Hey, bro.
That's wild. But yeah, man, I'm gonna just say that I wouldn't want my wife to represent me in such a fashion if I was famous and was providing that type of lifestyle, and I was as stand up as a guy as he appears to be. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe behind closed doors it's a little bit different, but he really does seem like he never in trouble. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had no scandals on him. A lot of times with these celebrities, what happened in the dark comes to light. Look at Diddy, we just mentioned. So I feel like he seemed like the stand-up dude. So I just feel like in his shoes, I would not want to be represented like that by my significant other.
Facto.
Sure, we is hot. But yeah, man, it's been a good pod.
Pod. Yeah. Today was good one. We picked some good topics. And that segue to Ayesha Curry, I had that with Ace in the hole,
Very nice. Very nice.
That's an onion. Yeah. That's an onion.
That's the Kool-Aid.
But yeah, man.
Back a lot of layers with that one.
Appreciate y'all for joining the pod. Thank you all for watching. We will see y'all same time, same place next week. Before we go, Anybody dressing up for Halloween? What y'all gonna be for Halloween?
Man,
Probably Sinner's theme this year. That's the movie, right?
Oh,
Okay.
you
Yeah, I
gonna
think
be
I'm gonna be a.
Mm-hmm.
think I'm gonna be a
you
doctor.
gonna be that
My girl
harmonica
gonna be
player,
a
Ian.
nurse.
Monica player. That's hilarious.
you say you gonna
What's
be
his
a
name?
doctor and your girl gonna be a nurse?
Yeah, her idea.
That's
Oh
Sure.
dope.
man.
Do y'all go out for
Sure.
Halloween? Is that a
I went out for the first
thing for y'all?
time last year. Yeah,
Did you
first
enjoy
time.
yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I went as a cop. I mean, a
That sounds all
detective.
right.
Boy, that fits you so freaking well, bro. Oh
I was
my
a
God.
detective.
Nah, I think you said it right the first time.
Checking in.
You might be the people. Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
definitely fit that outfit. You ain't dressing up, Arcane? You don't never do
Nah,
no
bro. Whenever
costume.
I
I
put
don't
on a
think you can find.
mask,
You ain't
whenever I
got a
put on
mask that fits your head.
hey, bro, whenever I put on a mask, it's for a different reason, bro.
What you on some BDS some stuff? You be
I guess you
wearing
could
that
say that.
you be wearing that black leather mask with that hole right here with the eyes closed.
Oh no! Oh no!
Hey, look, hey, Jay. Whenever I put on a mask and I'm at somebody's front door, it's for a whole different reason, bro. I ain't ringing your doorbell.
Wait, you say it's for a whole different reason, like HOLE?
It's for a
It's
much
for a
different
whole
reason.
different
If I
reason.
got a
I thought
mask
you
on and I'm in your front yard,
okay.
Yo, but
I
man,
thought you
appreciate
was
y'all for
saying.
watching. Appreciate y'all for joining. We'll see y'all same time, same place next week. We got 5 fouls and we about to foul out. Peace.